All right, looks like I am live on LinkedIn and YouTube. Hello, everybody. Just basically doing a little check-in, and I wanted to test my connection from outdoors. I'm outside today. It's about 75 degrees, I guess, in New York. So decided to see, let me know how the connection's working. I don't really have a topic that I wanted to discuss today. I really just wanted to see how how the connection is working. Oh, hi, Balna. And if you're joining me now, just say hello. Let me know how the stream quality, the audio and video quality is going. If you don't mind, you might hear a lot of background noise because I am in my backyard. Hey, Jeremy, thanks for joining. All right. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about kind of what I've been up to. Um, you know, uh, Let me just do that. All right. 1 second. Okay. So, yes, like I said, if you have any comments or questions for me, feel free to put them in the chat. I've basically been busy building my dedicated academy, and it's been taking me longer than I planned. I wanted to launch the entire course in about 4 weeks, but I think between dealing with clients and homeschooling and a couple of other things that I've been busy with, it's been a little bit difficult for me to focus on getting the course live and ready. So I see Anoop is here, Jeremy's here, Vishal, Nagendra, hello. Hey, Robin, thanks for joining. Like I said, I don't really have an exact topic, just wanted to check the quality stream. Ramin's asking, do I know any good keynote speakers for an engineering conference who opens their eyes to data science? Yes, I actually have a great recommendation, Andreas Kretz. I'm gonna tag him here so you can check him out. Andreas Kretz is great. He really does a good job at crossing the line between the data engineering and the data science space. So Yulia Pavlova, hey, greetings from Toronto. Good to see you here. So yeah, like I was saying, I've been focused on the Dedicated Academy, where I'm building a course called Visual Best Practices. And it's basically targeted for anybody who's working with data, analyzing data, visualizing data, and it's basically product agnostic. So if you're using Tableau, Click, Power BI, R, Python, Sisense, Looker, whatever, you'll be able to get visual best practices from this course. Shaluk, yes, thank you. Okay, everything sounds good. Clear audio and video feed. Great. That means when it gets warmer out, I'll be able to go live from my backyard. And the birds are not interrupting you guys, because we have this bird that set up a nest in a neighbor's house up there. And yeah, she's been feeding her babies, and she gets pretty loud when she does that. So anyways, for the course, I've actually started my outline, and I'm going to start putting out all the slides. I'm actually almost quite there. I see we've got Grizel says it's a great streaming from Puerto Rico. Hello, Grizel. Rodolfo's chilling from California. That's great. How's the weather there in California? Also, if you're joining, just let me know kind of what you do for a living. I think it would be interesting for other people to know who else is on the stream. So if they wanted to connect and grow their network, that's what LinkedIn's all about. Ramin says, if you don't mind, I'll ask more later on direct. Yep, sure. Feel free to send me a message. I'm here, ready to chat. Another thing is, I'm going to put a link in the comments. I'm growing my freelancers list. So basically, if you're in consulting or training in the data science analytics space, I have a form you can fill out to join my freelancers list. And whenever I get a consulting or training opportunity, what I do is I basically look at my list and look at the, here I put the link in the comments. I look at the list, I look at the criteria, I look at the specifications, and try to match people with roles. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and complete the form on there. All right, well, like I said, I was only planning to do a few minutes. So unless there are, I think I see Steve is on there. Hey, Steve, my brother just joined the stream. Also, if you guys want to join me in the live session, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to send you the StreamYard link, and you can hop on. We can have a conversation for a few minutes. All right, let's see. Sagar. Sagar is asking for investment banking, data visualization in Excel and data analysis is relevant, or is Power BI also relevant? I think you can use Excel, you can use Power BI, you can use Tableau, whatever tool, gets the job done, just go with that because I've been using Tableau for about over 5 years now, but I've played around with all the other tools and really they're pretty much the same. Gadea Ortiz, a data scientist at Ford. Great, thanks, Gadea. What kind of work do you do at Ford? It's actually really interesting. Irene is in finance, compliance, learning, and data analytics. Irene, you want to elaborate a bit? What do you do in learning data analytics? That would be interesting. Okay, let's see. Just making sure I didn't miss any comments. I do like these LinkedIn live streams. I have about 5 scheduled for the month. I'll actually put the link here as well. We've got some interesting sessions coming up as early as tomorrow. I'm going to talk about data storytelling with Miko Yuck. We've got cyber hygiene, where we're going to talk about cybersecurity scores for for what do you call it, supply chain management. Let me just look at the list. On May 7th, we've got data visualization with R. We're going to talk about time series data with Matt Dancho. He's from Business Science University. Then May 14th, we're going to talk about how data is transforming the sports industry. And I think that's actually going to be really fun. I'm not as familiar with the sports industry, although I'm very familiar with the data analytics industry. So I can't wait to talk about how those two converge. And then on May 20th, I'm actually going to have Joe Applebaum on the show where we talk about LinkedIn best practices. So I'm going to share the link here for you guys, or go to storybydata.com/events. And you'll be able to see them. You can sign up. They're all free events, and you can sign up so they can be added to your calendar. Let's see. So Ramin is a data scientist in Bayesian inference. Hello. Okay. Irene is interested in learning SQL, Tableau, and Python. Irene, there's actually a free SQL course. If you go to Data Moves Me, Chris and Kerr put together this really cool SQL course. I'll find it for you, and I'll send you a link. A lot of links today. So it should be in here. Let's see, SQL. Yep, I'll send you guys a link if you want to check out the SQL course. But she did a great job putting that together, and she's giving it away for free. Okay, and in terms of Tableau and Python, I mean, there are just so many courses out there that you can look for. All right, in terms of goals, I didn't really do a month-end goal review this for April, but I did realize one thing. Ever since this COVID-19 thing started, I actually haven't read much of any books. I've been working. I stopped audiobooks and I stopped books, probably because I stopped commuting. And I think that's something, a lot of people would take advantage of that commute time to do some self-investment or just relaxing with a book. Thinking of maybe setting another time in my day, maybe right before bed, to start reading. How about you guys? Are you reading anything interesting now? If you are, share in the comments. Would love to hear about it. All right, I got another question here from Sagar. What programming is useful for financial analysis? Is it only Python work or anything else? Yeah, I think Python's great. I've also been using R, and I love both of them. I actually can't even choose. There's some things that are really cool in some languages and some that are really cool in another. Ramin says, haha, me the same. I'm guessing, yeah, my car was a good university. Yeah, I think for me it was a bus or a train because you can't really drive to the city. Well, you can, I guess, but there are just so many people doing it. It's hard with commute. But I used to take this express bus, which was great. You sit in there and, you got 45 minutes or so and you can, I went through so many audiobooks on that bus. Anyways, Paul is asking, AI managing smart cities, possible? You know what, Paul? I think anything's possible at this point. I didn't think that it would be possible to shut down almost every country, but looks like we've been doing it. So at this point, I question nothing. I think anything can happen. I think there are some cities that are already being run by AI. I don't know exactly which, but see T. Scott Clendaniel's here. Hey, you want to join me in the session? If you're still on here, I could send you the link. We can have a quick conversation for 5 minutes. I think that would be fun. You could tell me about your work and stuff. All right, let me just check one thing. It's actually really nice outside, clear skies. Okay. Jatin is saying, I'm an experienced data analyst and looking to work as a data scientist, but rarely getting responses from companies. Oh, actually, Jatin, are you by any chance working in Python? I do have a company who is looking for basically someone who's Python heavy, but also is able to do some customer interfacing. So if anyone's on a session now that's looking for a job, I think it's anywhere in the United States. It's a remote position, but you might have to do some customer interfacing. I'm guessing virtually because, what else can we do at this point? Okay, Ashutosh is asking, any interesting data projects I'm working on in terms of blockchain and cryptocurrency? Personally, no, but I think if you're interested in that space, I think Christina Bernard might be working on that. I've seen a couple of her posts about cryptocurrency and blockchain. You might want to reach out to her. All right. Mar, have I used Plotly or Dash? I've used Plotly. I have not used Dash. What do you think about it? Let's see. Got a message. Rodolfo. Okay. So, all right, I'll address that later. Okay, so if you have any questions on running or working from home or starting an online school or using LinkedIn, let me know because this way I'll talk about what you guys really want to talk about. And like I said, if anyone's on here who wants to join the session, I'll probably be around for another 10 minutes or so. I am kind of losing my voice. I'm not sure why. So Jatin has expertise in Python. Great. Jatin, if you want, send me a direct message and we can chat about the position. I can, put you in touch with my contact who's looking for somebody. Okay, Malhar, greetings from Dublin, Ireland. Hello. How's the situation going on in Ireland? Let me know. It would be interesting to hear all about that. All right. So, daily coding. Wanted to talk briefly about that. I think today was day 124, and I've been basically doing a daily coding post every single day, even though there were some days I was not feeling great. I had important things happening in my personal life, my career life. I still continued on, and it was really a struggle. But I felt so proud that I've not given up on it. So yeah, I remember it was probably day 30 where I was like, okay, I think it's time to give up on this daily coding stuff, maybe do something else. But I'm so glad I didn't give up on it because it's driven me to learn so much more. And for those who are not familiar with it, basically every single day since January 1st, I've been selecting any type of what do you call it? Any type of coding related topic, and I would just post whatever I would learn about it, or I would do some code. A few days ago, I actually came across something called Code Monkey, which is coding for kids. Jatin would love to connect. Yep, sure, feel free. Send me an invite. All right. Let's see who else is on. Paul says, thank you, Kate. Great reply and agree. Yes. I guess that was about the anything is possible. Yeah, absolutely. Prashant is here from India. Hello, Prashant. What time is it in India now? Let's see. Time in India. I should know this, but I don't. Oh, whoa, it's 4:47. Prashant, are you up for the day or are you just, are you still up from yesterday? Are you up for the new day? That's actually very interesting. All right. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, so I told you about my LinkedIn Lives coming up. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anyone. It's kind of interesting when I look through the LinkedIn comments. Sometimes it skips so fast that I miss interesting questions. Okay, yep, Prashant, I see 4:47 a.m. I'm guessing you're just waking up. So good morning to you. Okay. I have started running again, in case you guys are interested. I ran about 10K a couple days ago, and I plan to really pick up my speed now that it's getting warmer out. All right. Other thing I wanted to tell you, so the dedicated challenge, we're actually going to launch a new topic tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. If you're not familiar with the dedicated challenge, I will share the link with you in the comments so you can check that out. There's a dedicated challenge. Basically, every single month, we come up with a topic and we choose a giveaway prize that we can give to the winner of the challenge. And then participants are responding to different questions like, what makes a good data scientist, or what are some, tips and tricks for using Python. And then either one or two or three people in the end get to win a prize. All right, let's see. Got a couple comments. Rob is asking, how do you keep yourself so motivated? I don't know, really. I think I'm generally a motivated person. I always like to set goals and try to meet them and then set bigger goals. Some of my goals for this year are kind of extreme, but that's kind of what drives me. I think setting big goals is what motivates me so much. So Parmad, okay, good morning from India. Good morning. Malhar saying it's not so good, but the curve seems to be flattening. So you're a student in Masters in Data Analytics, and the past have experience of 5 years in digital marketing. All right, great. So your mostly data analytics positions expect experience. So Mahar's asking, what can you do to be competitive when everyone's asking for experience? I think if you have the opportunity to volunteer somewhere, that gives you checks the box of getting experience. But honestly, I remember when I was interviewing DJ Patil, he was the chief data scientist at the White House. One of his best advice that I read, or actually, when I interviewed him, he told me, and then it's in the book called The Disruptors. But I really liked that he said, build your own little community. You have all this access to data. You can analyze data. You can build your own portfolio. You don't have to wait for a company to hire you and tell you, okay, now you can work here on this project and now you have experience. No, there's just so many different ways you can do things now. Even if you can't volunteer with a huge company, I'm sure there are small startups that will be very willing to take you on as long as you're adding some sort of value to teach you some things as you help them. So I think volunteering is a great way to differentiate yourself and become competitive. Okay, let's see. Iyad says hello, all right. Okay, wondering if you could let me know the difference between a data scientist and a machine learning engineer. I am a student. The way I think about it is a data engineer is kind of taking care of I like Andreas Kretz's analogy where he calls it the plumbers of data science, right? You're doing all the pipelining, and then data science is when you're actually taking the data, cleaning the data, analyzing the data, and then ultimately visualizing and communicating it. So that's my little quick differences. There's so many nuances. Okay, Prapinder is here from Calgary. Hello. Okay, let's see. Prashant says programmers don't sleep. Of course not. You run on coffee, right? Malhar is trying to fulfill his experience expectations, looking for an internship. Yep, internship or volunteer positions, or honestly doing your own project. It takes all the pressure off from trying to get an internship, landing an internship. You're spending so much of your time and energy running after companies, applying and, putting together your, cover letter, your resume. When you could be working, you could spend that time taking online courses and putting together your own projects. Obviously, there are so many pluses of getting that experience in an internship and volunteer position, but don't think that that's the only thing you can do. There's just so many opportunities. Tarun says, greetings from Dublin. Hello, Tarun. Recent data analytics grad looking for chances to get a job opportunity with COVID shaping up real bad. I know. Oh my God. So it's advice that I could share. Okay, this is not going to be exactly the same, but when I was in college, I was doing a degree in finance. Okay, I graduated in 2009 in New York in finance. Now, if anyone remembers, 08, 09 was this huge financial crisis. So me with a major in finance, trying to get a job at a bank when all of them have a hiring freeze. It was actually pretty terrible. And I thought I had no hopes for a job, much like you feel right now. Although right now it might be a little bit more difficult just because it's not only the banks that are not hiring, it's basically everyone, I think, is just with this uncertainty, not sure which way to go. What I did was I continued to self-invest in my education. I signed up for the FRM, which is this financial risk manager exam. I signed up for a CFA, the Chartered Financial Analyst, basically just trying to put myself out there and educate myself as much as I can. And I networked a lot. So I know it's a little bit difficult to network with social distancing, but I would go to any event or conference that would let me in for free because, hey, recent college grad, I didn't really have any money. So I would basically go and talk to as many people as I could. And that's how I landed my first job. It was not in finance. I was selling risk management training for banks. So it was very, very, it was related to banks in the only sense that we were targeting financial institutions. That's actually how I transitioned into banking, because I was selling to a chief risk officer and he ended up hiring me to do some risk management. And then I ended up going to Deloitte for 8.5 years. So, go easy on yourself. I think we will recover from this. When I was interviewing Bernard Marr, the famous futurist business influencer leader, the question came up of, how are we going to recover from this? And his response was, there's nothing really wrong with the economy once we relax the social distancing, or once we find a vaccine, or once we find, whatever it is, the solution to this problem. The economy is still great, and we can bounce back from this. So let's see, got some comments come in. Malhar saying, I agree, trying to get some volunteering opportunity. Thank you for the guidance. Okay, what do you mean by your own projects? Analyzing on sites like Kaggle. Yes, Kaggle is a great place, but also, depending on what exactly it is you want to do, if you're anything like me, I was really drawn to the data visualization space. What you could do is participate in this Makeover Monday project. Basically, every Sunday night, there's a new data set that's uploaded, and you have a chance to visualize it using Tableau or Click or Power BI, whatever visualization tool you'd like, to try to make over the data visualization that's already out there to make it look better. And I think that can help you drive a portfolio. It can help you learn. So because you can actually download other people's projects and see how they were built, you can get inspired. So, I'm not as familiar with other areas in terms of what kind of projects you can build, but I think Kaggle really is a good place to go and get started with that. Okay. Rob, speaking of certifications, what do you think of FRM, CFA? Are they worth it? I think it's worth it if that's what you really want to do. Like, if you want to be a financial analyst, I think a CFA is great. Or if you want to, be a risk manager, FRM is great. It ended up that I, went a different way. I actually have a PMP, a project management certification, project management professional certification from PMI. And I actually like that certification the most because I think it applies to any industry in any field. I think certifications are great because it helps you stand out and shows your dedication, and also makes you learn, right? Okay. Malhar, happy to know about Makeover Monday. Please tell us more such opportunities. Yeah, I'll actually send you a link, Malhar. You basically, when you get to the site, Makeover Monday, I could show it to you. I'll just share my screen. I'll show it to you. 1 second. Okay. So I'm going to go in, share my screen, and show you Makeover Monday. I think that's going to be cool. Okay. Share screen. Let's go ahead and show you Makeover Monday. Now, this is not my site, but I absolutely love it. It's very useful. So when you get here, basically click on participate and click on datasets. And if you scroll down, you'll see they've been doing this for about 5 years now, almost, well, 4.5 years. And the data for tomorrow is already posted. It's about obstetric fistula in Madagascar. And when you click on this, right, I'll open the tab. Actually, not sure if it's going to show you. I'll just click on it. Basically, it'll show you the data visualization. Oh, I'll have to log in. That was put together. And then if you click on data.world, you can go into the data set and download the data. So it's really cool. Definitely go and check it out for yourself. They have so many data sets. You don't have to do this week's data set. You can do any of the prior weeks or years. All right. I think I'm actually going to wrap up because I have to go back home. Sorry, I didn't see all the comments come in on YouTube. Hello, Pankaj. Thank you for your comment there. I see you're doing Power BI and Tableau, and they're both similar. Yep, they're very similar to each other. And David's asking, when do I teach my course? So I'm actually launching the course probably in the next 3 or 4 weeks at most, because I'm really focused on it right now. That's all I'm gonna do this week outside of client work is focus on trying to get that course recorded and live. Okay, thank you guys for joining. I am gonna wrap up. So good morning to those in India, good evening to those on the West Coast or East Coast in the US, and those in Ireland. Have a great rest of your evening or morning or Monday or wherever you are. And thank you so much for joining.